Hey everybody, this is Carlos for the Nerdy Day podcast. This is episode 9. I actually looked up what number I was on because I had notes for another one. It's whatever, it's getting jumbled. But it's episode 9. Wanted to give you guys a shout out. Thank you for helping me with everything. Feel like the channel's growing pretty well. Looking at the actual I'm not looking at the lens. I'm looking at myself, which is a terrible thing to do on YouTube. Uh, Fine for Spotify and everything, which I was about to say. Getting good numbers on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Stitcher, guys. So thank you very much. Still working to get on other audio platforms. But Pocket Cast, I'm on there if you like that. I'm looking at you, Audra. I expect you to subscribe, and I want to see that photo. I want proof. Anyway, just thank you everyone for helping the channel grow. Feel like we're hitting our little stride with Nerdy Day, and we're doing really good with my wrestling podcast, Entrance Ramp Podcast, which is a link below to our page where you can check it out. You can check our latest videos. We got an episode we're filming tonight of our normal show, and then tomorrow's Friday Night Delight, which is always fun because SmackDown is garbage. Alright, but today we're not talking about SmackDown. We're actually talking about Xbox again. A few weeks ago, I covered Xbox when they had their big rollout of their strategy for backwards compatibility, kind of continuing with what they've been doing with Xbox One. Today, Phil Spencer had a post on the Xbox Wire, which I will link down below. So you can read it in full. I've cut some stuff out and just kind of bullet pointed some stuff just for you guys. I have like the main talking points of the bullet point. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna edit that out because I think it's hilarious. It's really funny. I don't care if it's negative or not. It's funny. But yeah, I have some stuff that he spoke about on the Xbox Wire post. As I mentioned. Again, that is going to be linked down below, including my video about backwards compatibility. And then I have some interesting articles that broke just before we started filming. So I'm going to start here. Some of the highlights from the future of gaming. I believe they call it Your Future in Gaming, I think it's called. Phil Spencer's CEO of the Xbox division. I may get his position wrong. I think it's CEO of the Xbox division. I'm going to be looking at my notes, so I do apologize if I'm not looking at your beautiful eyes, ladies and gentlemen. But here we go. So, here's some of the highlights. So, he started off with talking about you're always welcome on the Xbox platform, which I believe is the correct way to start this. Not that we necessarily needed Xbox to say something, but the world has been a very toxic place for multiple reasons, not including a pandemic. The racial injustice and it's kind of just and sexual harassment of everyone. It's a bad time for a lot of things. But he wanted to reiterate this is a great message saying you're always welcome on the platform. Any messages that you receive on Xbox, there's a support staff of 24/7 support staff. They will they have like a renewed vigor to like get in touch with people, find out what's going on if you're being harassed online, get to the bottom of it and clear that, because there's no negativity on this platform, which is really good to hear. And it's good to have these companies say something out loud. As well, he was touted the Xbox Ambassador Program, which is like this very positive thing. Like if you get positive feedback as an Xbox player and things like that. You can check that out. I think it's on the website. I'm not sure where. I'm not, unfortunately, not a ambassador, so I'm not too familiar with that. Now getting into the nitty gritty with the gaming itself, he reiterate games will look better, or look best, and play best on Xbox Series X. Just breaking down the power of the Series X again, including like the velocity architecture, which there was a video posted on their YouTube, which you can check out. Like I think it's youtube.com/Xbox. Breaking down the velocity architecture. There's a lot of big words and a lot of computing power, teraflops, and the like. We mentioned like quick resume GPU that they have. They work with a I forget who they worked with. I want to say AMD with the CPU special that they have with them. But things like that, we have like quick resume, and which sounds awesome. And again, all that stuff. Next goes into Game Pass. Just the first section, because we'll cover Game Pass at the end. There was a big announcement that he really tied it in with Game Pass itself, which is awesome. So, all first party Xbox games are going to continue to come out on Series X. As in like Gears 5, the new Halo Infinite. If this rumor Fable is going to be shown off, as a recording, it's the 16th of July. Next week, there's supposed to be a showcase for Xbox. Pardon me, and we're supposed to get like a big rollout, see the first campaign footage of Halo Infinite. So hopefully, if rumors are true, we'll get an announcement of Fable, even if it's a teaser trailer. I can tell you one, my wife said we're getting an Xbox if that gets announced. Now, money aside, I would love to do that. Because I'm a big proponent now of the Xbox platform. I'm really digging it. I really like what they're doing with these steps and what they've done this generation ever since the terrible initial launch of the Xbox One. But yeah, just like I have a little note here. I'm sure that if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you will have the Ultimate Edition of those games. So you can still buy the games, obviously, if you want to spend the $80 on Halo Infinite and get like, I don't know, like beta access and all that other stuff. I'm sure you can still do that, but as has been reiterated multiple times, if you are a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, you will get a game like that. It seems like the Ultimate Edition of that game, as in with Gear 5. Gears 5 came out. I signed up for the I think 3 months for $1 or $2 at that time, and I got Gears 5 Ultimate Edition that I was able to play. If I were able to subscribe again, I would have access to Ultimate Edition again, which is very, very tempting. I've actually been looking. I was actually doing some research on Ultimate Game Pass Ultimate today, but I play a lot on PlayStation at this moment. I would love to change that in the future. Microsoft, if you're watching, please. I would love to have like an updated Xbox. But anyway, another big bullet point. Continue on is you won't be forced into the next generation. Just more repeating what they said with the previous bullet point, that games will look best and play best on the Xbox Series X, but for the next couple of years, they're not forcing you. You'll still be able to play Halo Infinite. Assumingly, you'll still play like Forza and Fable if that gets announced. If this rumored Perfect Dark game gets announced, you'll still be able to play Xbox One. Of course, it will look better and play better and be like less load times, all that jazz on Series X, but because they want you to get on that platform. But the big story was that it specifically said for the next years to come. So how long does that mean? Is that 2 to 3 years? Is that just a year? How long into the Xbox Series X life does that get cut off? And then you just have to play on Series X. They're no longer going to support Xbox One. And we'll also get into that at the end with the breaking news that broke right before this. Next bullet point, your games will not be left behind. I've covered this on a video before, which I'll have linked below, but it was just reiterating their backwards compatibility. Some stuff is going to get upscaled, so like playing KOTOR in 4K HDR on Series X is going to be awesome. Jade Empire, I think that's one of the games you can play on. I hope so, because I love that game. Things like that. Just reiterating, you own some on the original. If you bought like the original Xbox version, disc, you can pop it in. If you have the disc version, there's rumors of another not disc version coming out for Xbox. Who knows? But just kind of going there. Again, I have a link below, kind of breaking down the backwards compatibility statement for Xbox Series X below. The next one is your gaming accessories come to the future with you too. Speaking about the adaptive controller, which is an amazing thing that Microsoft did this last generation. I believe it actually works on Switch as well. There was a woman who posted footage of her daughter, I believe, playing Animal Crossing on Switch with the adaptive controller. But if you have any kind of disability, you can plug different things so you are able to play games. I don't believe you can use it on PlayStation, but it seems like Switch and Xbox and PC, you're able to use it. It's a beautiful thing that they came up with, and it's it's really helped the accessibility issues that a lot of people can have in life. People with disabilities want to play video games as well, and they want to experience like Kate's Journey and Gears 5. And I know at least with PlayStation, they don't have a specific controller, but they've recently had The Last of Us Part 2. In my previous video, which was a review of it, I believe I mentioned, or it might have been the preview of the first three chapters. It was, I mean, absolutely beautiful to see all the things you were able to do, accessibility wise. Like, I thought that was a great thing that I don't know if it was a Sony mandate, if it was Naughty Dog themselves wanted to do this, and if it was, I mean, whoever it was, kudos. I think it was a great idea. But I would love if they had, if either PlayStation was able to use the adaptive controller, or if, pardon me, if they came up with their own like SKU for it, like their own Sony version of the adaptive controller. That would be also great for people with disabilities playing on that platform. Moving on, you can buy games once at no additional cost. This is talking about smart delivery. I think I touched upon it in the backwards compatibility thing, but whatever version you buy, if I put money right down now and buy Cyberpunk, that's not coming out till November, but let's say, I buy it using my cousin's Xbox on and off. If I buy it on Xbox, I can play it on the one. It's gonna look great. I have like a really nice TV. But if I had a Series X, I pop that in, and the Series X version comes out, it's gonna look way better. It's gonna be, it's gonna be updated for free. Cyberpunk's one of the third-party games that will do it. Assassin's Creed Valhalla was announced, I believe, last week, or no, when it was first released. First gameplay footage from third parties. That was a terrible launch for that one. Let's not get that. They mentioned that will be one of the smart delivery titles from a third party. Hopefully, some other Ubisoft games will be like that. Maybe like Gods and Monsters, Rainbow Six, things like that. I believe Watch Dogs might be one of them as well. Watch Dogs Legion, I think, is one of them. And then Marvel's Avengers also got announced at their last roundtable. War table. That's what they called it. It was a war table thing where they kind of broke down different sections of the game, which it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really kind of turning around on that game. But yeah, smart delivery is one of those things you'll be able to upgrade for free. You'll have the best version no matter what you play it on. Next, you're in control of a healthy, balanced gaming lifestyle. This is just specifically talking about a new family settings app for all parents out there. I'm a parent of two who will hopefully soon my children will be able to play video games, because it's a very big bonding thing for me and my wife. So that was I would love to have my children be able to play video games. It's helped me in life mentally, just being able to play a game and experience these different worlds, and it's just a joy to play. So that helped me in some very dark times. So it'd be cool to kind of have a bonding experience with my son and daughter with that. And so there's going to be a new settings app. I'm sure a la the Switch has like a pretty decent family app. So we'll see. And finally, the biggest news to come from the Xbox Wire article, and this is big, man. So finally, you will get more out of your Xbox Game Pass Ultimate membership. Meaning, Project xCloud, when it launches, will be coming to Game Pass Ultimate at no additional charge. The current price monthly for Game Pass Ultimate is $15, according to their website. You can get in for $1. There's some, like, around Christmas time, there's like, hey, $3 for 3 months, or similar like that. That's how I got in. But you'll be able to get in. No additional charge for Project xCloud. So, foreseeably, you'll be able, with Game Pass Ultimate, get 4 games a month, unless that changes in the near future, for free, a la, like, that's the gold thing. Be able to play online with your friends, have access to Game Pass, which has every first party game, and when they launch, and then hundreds of other games, as in like Streets of Rage 4, or I played Blair Witch on it, Devil May Cry 5 I played on that, things like that. You'll be able to still do this all for $15 a month. And let alone, let's say I'm filming on my phone. I don't know if it'll have iPhone support. I'm sure there'll be Android support. I'm not sure if Apple. Well, there is Apple. There, I think it's in beta right now. So foreseeably, yeah, I will be able to, on my lunch break at work at my normal 9 to 5, pop on my phone. If my buddy Nick, shout out Nick, Entrance Ramp, check us out, is home sick or whatever, and is playing Halo Infinite, I'll be able to pop in a game. I have an hour lunch. I'll be able to open my phone, grab my Xbox controller, pop it on, and just play a quick match with him from the comfort of work, where we have some decent Wi-Fi. And that's cloud gaming. I mean, we'll see if lag's an issue. There's going to be other things, but you'll be able to pick up where you left off with Project X Cloud. There's, I believe, 50 games you can try out right now if you're part of the beta program. I unfortunately am not. I have tried. I was not lucky enough to be part of that. But if you are, I mean, please leave some comments down below. That'd be awesome. I would love to hear. I know you're able to play Gears. It looks pretty decent. I think the only people I were able to follow that had access to it was like Greg Miller from Kind of Funny. He mentioned he loved it. He loved it more than Stadia. And this, I mean, watching Kind of Funny Games Daily today, the 16th of July. I'm kind of with blessing on this one. This might be like a kind of nail in the coffin of Stadia. Having all this and Xbox's Azure architecture running, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. They're just doing it better. They do online stuff better. They always have. Microsoft. And if you look at Xbox Live when it launches, it's better than PlayStation. Their network and how everything goes. So it's a really interesting time, especially with that price. I think when I price it out, I think it's like $45 for 3 months. You can buy $15 for a month and then $120 for a year. That's like a $60 savings right there if you pay for the year, because it equals out to what, $180 if you just pay monthly. If you pay $120, you get all that benefit. That's crazy, man. That's absolutely nuts, and it's gonna be awesome to see how Xbox nets out. And I can't wait to see next week when we have their game showcase where they show their first party stuff. We have Senua's Sacrifice going to be shown off. I'm assuming, hopefully Fable, hopefully Perfect Dark. We'll see what the Coalition's up to. Things like that, man. This is a very interesting time for Xbox and PlayStation, especially with the new systems on the horizon. But I feel like everything that Xbox has learned this past generation is gonna propel them forward next generation. And I don't think PlayStation's sleeping. I think they're doing a really good job as well. After that initial reveal video where they showed the controller, the system, discless version, one with a disc. Showing off first party lineup like Horizon, Miles Morales, and things like that. I think they're not resting on laurels as well. It's just good to see that Xbox is very vocal and very forward with their messaging. I think it's a breath of fresh air, especially to see how Xbox One launched. So it'd be good too, and as well with it's really good. I'm just kind of rambling on that one, but I was really shocked when I read the news this morning. And then we're going to end this kind of video right here with some breaking news from Tom Warren at The Verge. I'm going to just read the initial blurb, and I'll have a link to the article below on both podcast and video. This is breaking news from Tom Warren from The Verge. Microsoft is officially halting production of its Xbox One X and Xbox One S all digital edition consoles. To quote here, as we ramp into the future with Xbox Series X, we're taking the natural step of stopping production on Xbox One X and Xbox One S all digital edition, says a Microsoft spokesman in a statement to The Verge. Xbox One S will continue to be manufactured and sold globally, meaning though the one that you can add a disc that's like a 4K HDR Blu-ray player, that will still be continued to be manufactured and sold globally. I'm sure there's a benefit for that specifically, and yeah, but I think it's crazy they're gonna halt production of that. And then I also have a tweet from an industry analyst, Matt Piscatella. If you gotta follow this dude's amazing, but he kind of quotes Tom Warren here and then speaks about it in the retweet. In the U.S., the big surge in hardware demand starting in March has led to a number of SKUs across manufacturers to sell out. I'm sorry, according like to like Targets, Walmart, things like that. Makes sense to let them stay sold out, focus, replenish on the smaller number of SKUs leading into next generation. So if you wanted a deal on a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One this summer, fortunately it looks like you're not going to get one. I'll have his tweet as there as well. Like, but yeah, this is a crazy time, man. So we have the ramping up of PlayStation's. I believe is ramping up their production pipeline. They're trying to get like 10 million before the end of the year. I think if that was right, if I read that right, I think that was Matt Piscatella or Daniel Ahmad on Twitter. But yeah, we have Tom Warren breaking the news that like there's no more Xbox One X being manufactured or the SAD edition, the all digital Xbox One S edition. So it's an interesting time. And there's rumors that this rumored a Lockhart all digital Series X, or I guess it would be like a Series S. A lot of people were rumored it might be called, be announced next month. I think that's going to be hardware wise a turning point for them as well. If it doesn't have the matching power as Series X, similar to the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition, I think there might be some issues, at least to the consumer as you view it. Maybe not necessary to Microsoft and what they have planned. But that's going to do it for me today. This is kind of a long video. Just kind of wanted to get that out. But as always, you can check me out here on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, click the bell thing for notifications. And then, follow me, audio podcasts as well, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher. Trying to get on some other stuff right there. But if you have those things and you subscribe to stuff, just subscribe to it all. That would mean the world to me. That actually helps me, gets my numbers up. And share it with your friends if you got any enthusiasts. I know I have my brother-in-law just was talking about it, and then a friend of his work is listening. So if you're listening, I don't know your name, man. You work with Mark. What's up? How you doing, man? Thanks for listening. So this is it, man. I'm gonna call it quits for this episode of the Nerd Today podcast. I'm gonna get all this situated and get this up on YouTube and Spotify, and then I'm going to work on my other video, a little preview. It's about DC Metal. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Love ya. Goodbye.